When I turned 40, I felt like things started to immediately change within my health. I started to notice things that I didn't before, and in turn, I knew it was time to make some lifestyle changes, some health changes to better improve the quality of my health. In the past, I've really struggled with lifestyle changes and wellness changes because I have a lot of trouble staying consistent until I made this one mindset shift. If you are struggling to make a lifestyle change because you can't be consistent, this video is for you. Hey, my name is Meg. I am a digital creator. I've been creating content for over 15 years, and I do a lot of beauty and lifestyle content, but since I turned 40, I'm really leaning into this decade of my life and being the best version that I can. It's really one of my top priorities. In this video, I'm gonna tell you some of the symptoms that I was facing as I turned 40 and some of the changes that I made and what that big mindset shift was to become super consistent. I don't know what a qualifier is for being consistent, but I have been doing this for 6 months straight without fail, without missing much, and I just pick back up. If there's a day that I miss, I just pick back up, and there's no guilt surrounding it. Before we get started, I just want to make a little disclaimer that I'm definitely not a medical professional. I love learning and discovering things, and I love to share as I learn and discover things, so that's what this video is all about. Welcome to my kitchen. It's a mess. Let me pan and show you. But we're not showing you that part because I have strategically placed the camera to where it looks cute. Let's start at when I turned 40 and some of the things that I was feeling and some of the things that really just made me go, okay, I've got to change the way that I'm doing things to improve my health. I'll be 41 in June, and when I turned 40, a few months after, I got my routine blood work done with my OBGYN. I had my well woman, yada, 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 and my cholesterol came back far more elevated than it has before. I have genetically high cholesterol. I cannot remember a time in my adult life where it was under 200. It's just how it is, and it hasn't really been a concern before. Along with that, I noticed that I was feeling a lot more down with brain fog. I was feeling very lethargic. I was feeling, honestly, like depressed. Just things felt different. Like I just felt slower, sluggish, and I knew it was time to make some changes, especially things that I could control. There's a few things that I started doing. We'll get into the mindset shift in a second, but the first thing that I started doing was I started taking psyllium husk powder. I started taking 10 grams a day. So that was 1 tablespoon of that powder into a glass, mix it up, and chug it once a day. What prompted that was I read a really convincing Harvard medical study that indicated that people were able to lower their LDL. I'll link the study below just in case I get these facts mixed up. But basically, there was a significant impact on people's LDL by consuming pure psyllium husk powder, 10 grams a day. And then the second thing I started doing was set a consistent workout schedule that felt accessible to me, that I could do, that I enjoyed, and I prioritized low impact movement and lifting weights. Everything that I've read, everything that I've looked into indicates that if you start lifting weights instead of doing high impact cardio, the benefits really are immense there. So I started doing that as well, along with walking and other low impact movement. The craziest thing about all of this is that I've done it for 6 months straight and I haven't stopped, and I don't want to stop. And I am not the kind of person that's ever been this kind of consistent with anything wellness related. I get so burned out so easily. I was born in the early 80s, and I'm a child of the late 90s, early 2000s, when I was in my prime youth. And back then, the whole idea was like you had to push yourself hard with a cardio session, just burn out, because cardio is what's healthy for you and gonna make you skinny. I remember that's what I thought I had to do. Like I didn't know anything else, because that at the time that was like the diet culture thing to do. And it really wrecked a lot of us, like thinking that we couldn't lift weights because we were gonna look like a man, or that the only way to get any sort of result was to do super high impact workouts and crazy cardio. And that's not true. Not only that, realization was like, okay, wait a second, you're telling me that I do not have to feel completely burned out to get any sort of health benefits from movement? What is this nonsense? Things like lifting weights, walking, getting lots of steps, any sort of low impact movement, stuff that's easy on my joints, that gives lots of benefits. And that, first of all, was a big moment for me in my discovery. And then along with that, I made this mindset shift. The big mindset shift was to stop moving your body for the aesthetics. Hear me out. The aesthetics are a side effect of the movement. Meaning you will have more visible muscles, you'll be leaner, you may or may not weigh less. But hopefully I'm saying this all in a healthy way, that this is not perpetuating the diet culture type stuff and more about this new lens that we're going to look at it in. So yes, we're not working out for the aesthetics reason. We're working out and we're making these lifestyle changes, whether it's through food, nutrition, movement, mindfulness, whatever we want to practice, we're doing it for future self. We're doing it for mobility. Like back when I was 20, I didn't think about doing these things to make me feel better when I was 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I just wanted to look good. When I got to my 30s, I was in the throes of having children, so all I cared about was, I need to lose this baby weight, or I need to firm this up and get back to how I was feeling pre-pregnancy. When I turned 40, I shifted my mindset. I cared about how I would feel when I was 50, 60, 70, hopefully 80 and beyond. I want to be able to pick up grocery bags and put them away myself without any pain. I want to be able to pick up my future grandchildren and play with them. I want to be able to hike and do things outside. I want to be able to enjoy life. I want to have fun. I want to have mobility. I want to have a super full life. And I don't want to be bound to a chair because I'm in pain. I don't want to be bound to my house because I can't move. I want to live life. As you can tell, I'm getting emotional about this topic. So changing that one small thing made me consistent because I'm showing up for myself now, and I'm showing up for myself 10 years from now, and I'm showing up for my family. The more that I neglect myself, the more of a burden it could possibly put on my family in the future. I want to be able to control as much as I can control. As a result, I've been consistent, lifting 3 times a week. I walk twice a week. I jump on the trampoline with my kids. I take my supplements every single day, my vitamins every single day. I make healthier choices with my diet, but I still, I like Bluebell ice cream. I can't not have my Bluebell ice cream, okay? I prioritize protein. I get my fiber in, and it doesn't feel like this thing that I have to do because I have to look a certain way. I'm doing this to show up for future Meg. And what an amazing mindset shift that has been for me. I know this seems so ridiculously simple, but just doing that one thing, it really makes it so much easier to show up. It makes it so much easier for you to be gentle on yourself. It makes the aesthetic part, like getting stronger, having more muscles, being leaner, that comes along with it. That'll come along with it. And what's cool about it is it may not be this super fast transformation for you, but it'll be one that you did on your terms that was in a healthy way that made you feel good. If you're struggling to get started, I wanted to offer a few pieces of advice and encouragement because it really did take me years to kind of get to that point and realization in my own life. While it does seem simple, it's much more harder in practice. When it comes to my workout schedule, I was feeling super fatigued. I had bouts of depression. I'm still dealing with some depressive episodes that I'm working through. That's a whole other topic. When it comes to the physical, I had such low motivation, such brain fog, I was feeling so down about having to move. Before I even picked up a dumbbell, I started walking. So I walked for, it feels like a year or so. And that's pretty crazy when you think about it, because I started with one small habit of just walking, and I knew I could do that. And while my mind wasn't in the right spot, I did create a habit that way. So I think First step is to change the mindset. Second step is to incorporate something into your routine that's really easy to do. For me, that was a 30-minute walk. It felt good to get outside and improve my mental health and clarity that way. It felt really nice and doable. When I got my blood work done and it came back with higher elevated levels of cholesterol, I knew I could incorporate taking the psyllium husk powder once a day. That was not anything cumbersome on my routine. Just adding in the small things, one thing at a time, I think is a big way to get started. If you set these crazy goals, like where you're gonna work out 5 times a week, you're gonna eat this way, you're gonna pray, meditate, whatever it is that you wanna do. If you say that you're going to do all these things, the chances are you're going to fail trying to do all of those things. So just doing one thing at a time, I think, is a big way to start. And also making sure to take care of your mental health is a super big one. We can definitely get into that in another video, but I wanted to share the one huge mindset shift that I made when it came to my physical wellness and physical well-being. I don't want to make this video too terribly long, so I think we're going to wrap it up right here. Thanks for being here. This is a completely new style of video that I'm trying, and I really enjoyed filming this, and I hope that you enjoyed watching it. So thanks for being here. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.